to my channel. My name is Jessica and I have a reselling business called Lather, Rinse, Repeat Retail. I sell predominantly on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace and a little bit on Depop and eBay. I'm still learning a little bit more about those, so stay tuned. Today's video is going to be about what I sold in January. I really love watching these videos from other resellers, so I thought that I would do my own. January is my first month of taking reselling seriously, I guess. In 2020, I did sell for most of the year. I started my account back in January 2020, and I was just selling things from my closet and made a couple purchases for reselling, but for the most part, it was just a hobby. In 2021, I decided that I was going to try and scale that hobby and see if I could make a full business about it. Lather, Rinse, Repeat actually used to be a podcast, so I had a lot of this stuff already set up under that name. So if you ever see something that is named Lather, Rinse, Repeat Podcast, that's why. There's also a few videos on here back from when I did the podcast. I didn't see any reason to delete them. But anyway, that's why as a fairly new reseller, I decided to start a YouTube channel anyway. I have a couple videos out, nothing much, but if you have any topics that you'd like to hear from the perspective of a new seller, drop something in the comments. And if you'd like to follow along with me on my journey, hit that subscribe button. So let's get started. I'm going to have my phone for this video, so sorry, I know that that's going to be weird with me looking at this and you looking at me, but I should have typed this all up and gotten it a bit more organized, but we'll do better for February. So January by far was my best reselling month. I sold a few things on Facebook Marketplace that I didn't really consider business sales, just because I moved in the month and I moved in with my significant other and we had a lot of duplicates of things. So I did sell a chair and I sold it for $400, which was great. I didn't count that as business profit again, but I did use that money to buy some inventory. So it was a chair that I probably spent quite a bit more money on, but over 10 years ago. So it was still a good sale and I was happy with it. And like I said, I used that money to reinvest into the business. I also sold a TV and a few other things that we just didn't need so many of the same things. There is a couple Facebook Marketplace items that I sold that were from my reseller inventory just because they had kind of been sitting a little bit stale and I thought, list them, why not, let's see. And I also sold 2 tops, so I went on a thrifting haul and I bought these 2 Lululemon tops and I didn't search comps on them because I didn't know the name of the top until I got home, and then I saw on Poshmark that things were just absolutely saturated, so I did sell 2 of those on Facebook Marketplace as well. Using my phone, I'm going to do my best to capture every Facebook Marketplace sale, but I might miss a couple. So we'll start with Poshmark just because that makes it so nice and easy to track what you've sold. Okay, so my very first sale in January, I actually royally screwed it up. I talk about it in another video, what to do when a case gets opened against you. So I'm not going to mention it here, I'm just going to talk about what it is. So I sold an LMS Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. And that sold for $27. I sent an offer to Liker and somebody scooped it up. So that was a great sale. Next, I sold a Mad Rag Sequined Eye Mesh Bodysuit. And I sold that for $21. I actually had been sitting on that one for quite a long time. I purchased that back in August 2020. The one and only time I went thrift store shopping before I decided to sort of increase and scale the business. So I think I had listed that at a fair bit more than what I originally sold it at and had reduced the price a couple times, but I ended up selling that one for $21, again on an offer to Liker. The next thing that I sold was an Alice and Olivia Velvet Peplum dress. I bought that during that same time back in August, so obviously I'd been sitting on this as well. I had originally listed that at $100 because it retails for I think $435 and it was in pretty good condition, or at least I thought it was in great condition. This was a lesson sale for me. The purchaser did end up accepting the sale, but they gave me 3 stars for item description, and they said that there had been a rip in the bust dart, must have been on the inside. I didn't check, so if they had opened a return, I would have just taken it back because I couldn't say for sure. But they said that they were able to sew it themselves, and they wanted the dress, so they kept it. I did, I think, end up reducing that to $60, and I think that this buyer sent me an offer for $50, and I accepted. Next was a really great sale for me. So this was the first time I had done some, maybe not the first time, but this was the first time I had done an entirely retail arbitrage purchase. And I had purchased some Sorel mesh wedge booties, and they look like this. And I had set up the listing with the stock photos and had like drops at whatever time. I've been doing that a couple times. I don't know if it actually does anything. This person had not liked it to get the alert when it was posted. But once my packages arrive, I always do take a couple of pictures of the actual items themselves to add to the stock photos. This pair of shoes actually sold before I was able to get the shipment opened and photographed, and they sold, I think I had them listed for $115. They liked the item, and I just sent an offer to Liker for $100 and a shipping discount, and they accepted with stock photos only. So it was actually, the listing itself was live for less than 24 hours before it sold. So that was awesome, and I was really happy with that. It got me pretty excited for retail arbitrage in general. Hopefully it wasn't just a huge fluke. Next, I sold 111 Skin Rose Gold Brightening Face Max 5-pack. This item came to me in a BoxyCharm box, and I just didn't really want it because I use one skincare brand, 4 items. I don't stray from them ever. So anything I get in these BoxyCharm boxes that are skincare related, I sell. I have since started using some of their add-ons and pop-up sales as retail arbitrage options. So if you're not familiar with BoxyCharm, they do a monthly sale for great prices for their subscribers only. These are typically listed on Poshmark for well over $100. I mean, the lowest you ever see them for is like $70 or $80. I listed it for $36. Somebody bought it for $36. My justification is that sometimes the MSRPs on these things they're just outrageous, and if people are paying $70, $80, $90 for them, and people are listing them and they're getting that, good for them. But I basically paid for my box with this, and if I got the opportunity to buy some more of those, and I had to pay $12, I think that they are in those pop-up sales, I would buy them again, and I would still sell them for $36 because I think that is enough profit for a quick sale. So it depends on kind of what you want to do, where you price your items at. But that was what I did as a strategy for that one, and I was happy with the results. $36, great sale on something that I essentially didn't really pay anything for because I'm buying those BoxyCharm boxes with the hopes that I get things that I want and I like. I sold a bundle actually of 3 items, and again these are all, of 4 items, and again these are all items that came from BoxyCharm. So there was a Pharmacy Cheer Up Brightening Vitamin C Eye Cream, a Volition Snow Mushroom Water Serum, a Murad AHA BHA Exfoliating Cleanser, and Milk Makeup Kush Clear Brow Gel. So that bundle would have been priced at $104, and I sent them an offer for $80, and they accepted, and that was that sale. The 4-item bundle is great. I was pretty happy with that. Next, I actually purchased one of these for myself, and I ended up getting 2 of them, not by fluke. I just thought, hey, I'll get another one of these to resell as well. And it's the Osea Malibu Guasha. I have no idea how to say that word. Guasha Sculptor. Anyway, I sold that for $20. They just bought it outright, actually, which is great. I had it listed for $20. They paid $20. I love those kind of sales. There's no negotiation. Just is what it is. And next, I sold a Volition Snow Mushroom Water Serum on its own. So I had probably picked that up to sell in a BoxyCharm add-on sale or whatever. and I believe I had that listed for $30, and I sent them an offer for 10% off and reduced shipping, and they bought that for $26. Next, oh, this is actually kind of a sad story. So it is a Kapari Sundays mineral face sunscreen. So I did order that in a BoxyCharm box order for myself, and I got it roughly 8 days into January, and the expiry on it was January 2021. So I was like, what? I'm not going to be able to use sunscreen for my face and use it all up in less than a month. I live in Canada. Anyway, so I listed it on Poshmark for $5. So disclosed the expiry date in both pictures and the listings, set it for $5. And then somebody bought it outright for $5. I thought at the very least somebody could maybe add it to a bundle and I would give it to them for free. Because, oh, by the way, I did get a refund for that. So my cost of goods on this ended up being a few cents because of the exchange rate. And then when somebody bought it outright for $5, I actually lost 33 cents. Kind of crappy, but it's 33 cents, so I think I'll survive. Next, and this is another item actually that came up in my what to do when somebody opens a case against you video, and it is the Osea Malibu Atmosphere Protection Cream. So I won't tell you why there was a case opened against that, but somebody liked it, I sent an offer to Liker, they purchased it for $27, it had been listed for $30. Next up, I sold another item that I had sort of listed expecting somebody to bundle it because it was just a $10 item, but it was the Lavish Color Switch Dry Brush Cleaner. So I have one of these. I got it in a subscription box at some point. Basically, it's just like this hard sponge in a little canister that you can rub your makeup brushes on so that the color that's on them comes off without actually having to get it wet and then needing to wait for it to dry, of course. So I had this listed for $10. Somebody bought it outright for full price. I always kind of feel bad when somebody buys an inexpensive item for not that much because the shipping is just so much. Anyway, I had it listed as 3 for $20. I don't know if that's actually that helpful. I've never really had anybody just find 3 items that I have priced $10 or less and add them to a bundle and buy it for $20. Maybe I'm wasting my time trying to piece those sort of things together. Up next, I have another 111 Skin product. It was a hyaluronic acid aqua booster. So on that guy, I believe that I had it, I honestly don't remember the story on this one, but the person bought it for $33. That doesn't sound like a price that I would have had it listed for, so they must have sent me an offer, and I accepted because that's the right price too. Next up is another item that I received in a BoxyCharm box, so like the subscription box, and I really hummed and hawed over this because it's a very beautiful makeup palette. It is the Violet Voss I'll Love You Forever eyeshadow palette, so it's a bunch of nice green colors, and I really like green eyeshadow because I have green eyes, but I just have a lot of eyeshadow palettes at this point. And so I did decide to list it, and it sold very quickly. I listed it for $30. A few people liked it. I sent an offer to Liker. Somebody snatched it up for $27. So that was a bittersweet sale. I was kind of hoping it would sit for a while and then I would have an excuse to keep it for myself. But that was not the case, so it was another good sale. And next up, I sold a Biro tomato serum. So if you are in the BoxyCharm world, I guess, this was a hot ticket item, and I did pick up 2 of them in their pop-up sale to resell. So I had it listed for $50. Somebody bought it full price outright, which was amazing. Next up is a 3-item bundle. I love bundles. So this one here had a Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Oil, a Coors Greek Yogurt Foaming Cream Cleanser, and a Milk Makeup Watermelon Brightening Face Mask. All brand new, never used. So I had the bundle priced at $63. I sent her an offer for $53 and $3 discounted shipping, and she accepted. We're almost done. Next up, I had a Pharmacy Deep Sweep 2% BHA Pore Cleansing Toner, another thing that I received in a box that I knew I wouldn't use because I don't stray from any skincare products. I had it listed for, I think, $20, and it looks like somebody just paid that because it's not showing, or maybe they offered me $20. I don't remember, but that item sold for $20, and I was happy with that. Next up, I have a Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I did purchase this to resell from the BoxyCharm pop-up sale, and I think I actually had this one listed for $40, and this is a little petty. I'm sorry, it's a little petty. Somebody had this in a bundle, and they really lowballed me on it. Like, I think that they had like a $60 bundle, and they offered me like $25, and I countered, and then I got this offer for $28 on my $40 palette, and so I checked my cost of goods, and I was still like making a couple dollars on it, so I sold it, even though I think this palette maybe could have gotten $4 or $5 more. I wanted it to be no longer available to the person who had bundled and lowballed me. That's the truth. Anyway, next up is another bundle, just a 2-item bundle this time. It was the Way of Will Brightening Face Serum and this little 90s backpack that I had bought. Jeez, I don't know when I bought it. It was a few years ago now, but it was to wear to a 90s themed party. It looked really cute. Here's a picture of me at that party. Yeah, I had the backpack listed for $9 and the face serum listed for $20, and they sent me an offer, and I countered with another offer that was $20, and the buyer accepted. And last but not least, I really had thought that my sales for January were done, and then this guy snuck in at the 11th hour on the 31st, and it was a 3-item bundle, so I was so stoked about that. So it was the Emma Hardy Facial Oil Overnight Treatment, the Glam Glow Moisture Trip, and another Biro Tomato Serum. So that was great. I'm out of tomato serums, but I only bought 2. I try not to be too greedy in those sales because I know that there's just a lot of subscribers that want to buy them for their own personal use. So I never buy more than 2 of one item. And I don't go too crazy because I don't want to be the reason that another subscriber can't get some sought after thing because I bought 20 of them to resell. Anyway, so that bundle was priced at $110, and I offered $87 for it, and the buyer accepted, and there we go, purchased. Okay, that's all of my sales from Poshmark for January. I've had 3 so far for February, and that's great. That's in line with my 1 per day so far. Now, I'll pop over to Facebook Messenger and see if I can remember which of these items I sold in January, because it's not as clean cut as it is on Poshmark, where they really nicely give you like the date and everything. I sold those 2 Lululemon tops that I had kind of discussed at the beginning of the video. So they were the No Limits bra tanks. I had one that had blue with white and striped bra, and another one that had a pinkish colored bra with like a green overlay. So Lululemon is kind of marked up at the thrift store that I go to, so I did pay up for these guys, and I was actually just going to return them once I saw all of the saturation on Poshmark, because I just didn't think I was going to be able to make my money back. So I listed them on Facebook Marketplace and said if they don't sell within 10 days, I'll return them. And then they did. They both sold to the same person. This lady picked them up and said that she likes that style to wear as a bathing suit. And so I made $50 on those 2 tops, which was super. Next, I sold 2 bar stools, but that doesn't count. And that chair that I sold, I sold a Fenty Beauty kilowatt foil highlighter, and I sold that for $20. That was another thing that I got as an item in one of my BoxyCharm boxes, so basically I paid nothing for it, but if I'm going to sell something, I might as well at least try to pay for the box, which costs me about $40 a month. And I sold some Luxie eye brushes. So I had 2 sets listed that I purchased these for resale, and one was a 12-piece Luxie brush set that I had posted for $50, and another one was a 5-piece iconic eye makeup brush that I had posted for $20. And a lady messaged me for the $50 one, and then she tried to barter on price, and I'm a little bit less willing to drop my prices on Facebook just because sometimes people can be such a pain. They haggle you and then they don't show up. So anyway, I try to make my listings probably sound kind of bitchy because they're like prices firm, pickup only, e-transfer for hold. But you know, I've just got a lot of people waste my time. Anyway, so this lady, she messaged me and asked if I would take 40, I think, and then I think she said, "Oh, well, I'll pay 50 if you can put in the eye makeup brushes as well." So I was like, $70, take 50, and I just kind of thought if I had sold them on Poshmark, I would have made less. So I took the offer and sold her both of them. I actually had 2 sets of the eye makeup brushes, and I sold another one of those for 20 as well. So that was great. Another thing that I sold was the Elemis Superfood Sika Calm Hydration Juice. This is something that sat on Poshmark forever. And again, another thing that I had gotten personally in one of my subscription boxes and just was absolutely not moving on Poshmark. I had it priced pretty well compared to comps and couldn't move it. Listed on Facebook, really kind of sat there too. I think I had to renew the listing twice. And then one day somebody was just like, "Hey, is this available?" I was like, "Yeah." And then they picked it up the next day. $40. Great deal. Next I sold, this one was, wow. There was a lot of desire for this. It was the MAC Luster Lipstick in Plumful. I got that in my December Boxy Box, I think. I threw it up on Facebook Market. I never even put it on Poshmark because the sale price for it, I think, is like $20, and I wanted a couple of dollars if I'm going to bother to sell it. It was a color that I probably would have worn. I just, with all the masks, I'm really only wearing makeup to film these videos now. And so I put it on for $15, and I think I had like 30 women message me. 2 of them didn't show up, and I got annoyed until at some point somebody e-transferred me the money and showed up the next day. Made $15 on it though, so that's good. Kind of was worth it, I guess, a little bit. And this was my first sale of January, I think. Anyway, I'll keep better track of these. I'll do a better job on this video in February. But it was the Eloise the Queen eyeshadow palette, and I got that as a free with gift for signing up for BoxyCharm. Well, re-signing up because I had canceled my subscription for a while. But I decided to resubscribe so that I would have access to the pop-up sales to buy a little bit of inventory to resell. So it's this eyeshadow palette. It's big, it's bright, it's bold, it's really nice looking. I'm eyeshadow paletted out, so every eyeshadow palette I get going forward, unless it is dream colors of mine, is going to get sold. So I sold that for $20. It cost me nothing because it was a free gift for re-signing up, but I do always kind of consider the cost of a box as cost of goods. So my total sales in January were $826.01. That's my first month total of being a more professional reseller as opposed to just what I was considering a hobby resellist before. So I'm going to do one of these videos every month. I might not disclose every single item that sells. As I scale up and hopefully sell more, I'll just kind of sell either some pieces that I love or ones that had great higher value sales that ended up being maybe Bolo brands or something. But yeah, I hope you like this video. If you want to stick around on my journey to scale a reselling business, just subscribe below. I would really appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram. My handle is Lather Rinse Repeat Retail, and I post mostly just pictures of stuff that's going to go up in my closet, do a few stories. And finally, if you want to go look at my Poshmark closet, it's LRR_retail. And you can find everything that I post on Instagram and a lot of the things that I talk about here, especially in the thrift haul videos, for sale. If I ever ramp up on Depop or eBay, I'll let you know where you can find me on those too. But right now, it's still predominantly Poshmark, so we'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much for listening. Drop below in the comments any videos that you would like to see me do some content on. I know a lot of the people on YouTube that are doing these videos have been reselling for years, so maybe my baby-faced, fresh perspective will be of interest to somebody who is also just starting this journey as well. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye!